I know what my favorite highlight of the game was, the Seahawks game was over the weekend. It was that spectacular play on third down. Remember that third down, about 14, Seahawks had it on the 17-yard line, their own 17. Wilson was in all that kind of trouble, went running around. You didn't know what he was going to do and scared the crap out of you when he threw it across his body. And then Kellen Winslow elevated and caught it like he's been catching passes for the... Wait a minute, that was a preseason game. That didn't happen at all.
Right.
Maybe it never did happen. Boy, it sure would have been nice to see Kellen Winslow there at the end of that game. Was sort of the point that Bob and I, of the many, many points and things you could take away from that game. When the Seahawks put together that 18-play or whatever it was drive at the end of the game, had 7 plays inside the 15-yard line. Might have been nice to have a guy who catches 80 passes a year to throw the ball to.
Yeah, a little short field there. You're not looking for a guy to stretch the field. You got a short field to work with. They got chance after chance in the red zone. Couldn't capitalize. They threw to 4 different receivers there. A couple good passes, a couple of bad passes. But the one thing we saw throughout the preseason, specifically at practice, because he didn't play in a lot of preseason games, was the ability of Kellen Winslow to catch just about anything in his vicinity. He had great hands. We can talk about the knee, we can talk about the money, we can talk about all those things, but the one thing that was constant that we saw in practice, he caught what was ever thrown to him.
Well, here's the other thing you did to Russell Wilson, your quarterback, is you took away one of the few guys. Keep in mind that last play to Doug Baldwin, which was almost a terrific touchdown, and no blame goes to either side there, but this is the first time that Wilson's been throwing to Doug Baldwin, who was hurt throughout all of training camp. Winslow was a guy he actually had a chance to throw to a few times. To take him away at the start, I thought was just another one of the little things. A lot of little things went wrong, obviously, for the Seahawks to lose that game, more than any one big thing. And that seemingly was one of the little things that went wrong. And it's kind of, we're talking about Winslow specifically, but maybe a wide receiver thing. It's been a question that's been swirling around this team anyhow, and after what happened in week 1, it's still out there.
Well, and how much better would it have been to have him there when you've got Zach Miller, who's a pass-catching tight end in Oakland for 2 years in a row. He had 60-plus catches. Comes here, he's turned into an offensive lineman out of necessity, not because he can't catch anymore, because the offensive line was a liability last year. It looks like a liability right now. He was brought in the block yesterday. He had 3 catches. He was targeted 3 times. He caught the ball all 3 times. But how nice would it be to have him say, all right, we know he can block. That's not Kellen Winslow's strength, but he can catch. So you've got your tight end who blocks, helps out the offensive lineman, and you've got the extra weapon that Russell Wilson's comfortable with.
Well, if not Kellen Winslow, I mean, maybe they could have at least gotten this guy. Maybe this guy could have made a few catches on Sunday.
Soft, pillowy hands.